Hello, Caleb. Hello, Danny. Hello, Chantilly. For some reason, my webcam isn't turning on, which is really cool. Oh, you know what I probably need to do? I was trying to get both the cams working, like with the kitty cam, and I may have broken this. See if I can trace it and launch it from, like, plug it directly into the computer instead of into the USB hub so I can get both of them. We'll just go with one of them. Also, fun fact, last night I was able to figure out what was going on to cause me not to be able to, well, I mean, something broke, and then trying to like do an emergency switch over to a different system for streaming is not the best. There's so many little things that need to be set up, and I don't have the right setup for this. So yeah, it's a thing. All right, let's see if I can get this camera working. So video capture device, we'll call this face cam. Use that one. Hey, that's pretty huge too. Let's see. I will move that down here. All right, so it had to be plugged directly in. Now, this is a different profile than yesterday because I fixed the problem where the backend wasn't able to load. I actually got the request working in Yew. Everything was just fine. Go like that. And the problem, oh, hey, no, Zilby, just no, stop. Just because there's a keyboard there doesn't mean you have to step on it. Okay, hold on. What did he do? He launched Apple Music. And okay. Oh, kitty cats. Okay, I need to go back into filters. Oh, let's like that. Chroma key. Sort of. Almost right. And then I found, I think like it's, nope. Maybe not that too much. There's a couple of these other settings that I think I have to do, but I forget which ones they are. Okay, I'll just, it's sort of like in between. Nope. Just, I can either make it so there's little poppies here, or I have the little background on, which is not great. I'll just go with this for right now, and that'll just be what it is. Cat wants music. I know, he wants to play. I'm pretty sure. He wants to play music. He wants all the things. Like a cat. All right, so I am, I switched over to this, profile, even though I haven't set everything up for streaming on it until like this morning, just that way I could try to show off what we've got. So let's get this going. All right, so CD code bricks builds rest course. Let's do. Did I forget to push? No, I didn't forget to push. On the other one, I forgot to pull before attempting to set it up this morning, which is why it didn't work. So that's cool. So I want to do. We want to pull this one up. open up VS Code here. And we'll have to wait until, okay, so backend is listening. Let's see if I can get this working now. So if I send a post here, which I don't know if you can, okay, can make it really huge. If I send a post, I get a token. So it's working now. I've got it working. So unfortunately, the reason why it's not working, and this is kind of hilarious because I ended up, and also like the tests still aren't working in here. I have to figure out what's going on with that. I think that it can't find something in here, which I don't know what's going on with that. But if I do if I go into backend, Node.js, Express, there is now a .env file here. In the apparently we created this and put it onto the code space and then completely forgot that it was necessary here. The contents of this tells us tells the Express app where the database is, what the user we're going to use is, and what the password is going to be, and the port. And it's like, that might be important. So I went ahead and I installed Morgan as a logger on this. That's how I sort of discovered that everything was working, because we were getting that weird, like, could not connect to server error, and it didn't feel like a Express error, except it totally was. When I put this in there, we actually got a 500 error response back right here. So that let me know, okay, it's a configuration issue, not just a Docker couldn't load the right libraries issue. So all the other stuff we're doing, not necessary. It goes to show, logging, important. Sometimes error messages don't give you any good information, but if you log, you can get a little bit closer, or at least understand where the error isn't. So we're going to continue on from here, and then I want to figure out how to get the other profile working again so I can switch back to that, because I have all the cool stuff in there. And then, of course, I believe tomorrow I'm going to see if I can go buy a new monitor. And then at the very least, we can do dual computer streaming again. And then we can have music, and we can have, like, not all this weirdness. I still might use the Mac, but it'll be better. Although I think I have to wait until I have some kind of capture card with the Mac. I don't know. We'll see. I might go to a store and buy that one too. All right. So, what are we doing? I need to launch Yew. Oh, you know what? I also need, I need trunk, and I'll need all that stuff. So let's go, we're on Express. Okay, I need front end, Rust, Yew. Then we're gonna do trunk, serve. Okay, so that's running there. You're running on 8080. And here we go. And so if I head over to the login route. Nope, that's not it. What was, nope, that's not it. What's the, I forgot what the shortcut is. The shortcut for the terminal. I use it all the time. It's like J or something like that. Whatever. I'll just go. inspect. Okay, so now when I try to log in, Command T, wait, Command T opens that? No, Command T opens new tabs. Command J. Command J opens the library. My bookmarks library. I think you're right. I think it's like Command. It's like Command Shift J or something like that. It's a combination of keys. This is Firefox, no, not Chrome. Although I think it's the same commands too. I don't remember anymore. All right, so here we are. Let's make you nice and big here. So I'm gonna put in Brooks, my lovely password. I hit login and we get a response here. So this response is basically, okay, we've got this CORS response. It doesn't really say much here, although in body, like it's not much. This does remind me a lot of what you get back from fetch, which I think is just what it's using behind the scenes. However, if we head over to the network tab, we can see in the response that we got the ID, the username, and the token that we set up. So it's working. So then what we need to do now is, Command Option I. Command Option, there we go. That's perfect. Thank you. Let's see. I want to go find our login route. Here's where we're making that request. So we're using this wasm-bind-gen futures, spawn local. We then have this essentially run as like a thread, but it's really asynchronous code. Then we have our headers, we have a bodder. Okay, we send, await. I believe what we need to do is after we send and we have this response, I think we want to run JSON on it. Like that. So can I actually just do this here? JSON. That gives me, that goes into what? Nothing? Response, oh, it goes into this. Response, huh, why is my indentations are all off? Let's see, so, oh, because it's I think it's a future? Wait, do I need to do this a second time? Separately? So hold on, what's going on? Okay, so this is all in a match. So in form submitted, we create our response equals request post. Okay, so that's what it is. We're inside of here. To make this a little bit more obvious, I'm kind of surprised that we're not getting good there. That's what it really is. Yeah, it must be these errors. If I take you away. Now look at that. It's not auto indenting for me. So it's clearly running. Rust Analyzer is clearly running here. And it normally auto indents and does all the things. I think it's just really confused because of all the macros, which is, fun and cool. Either that or I somehow have turned off, what is it called? It's format on save. Okay, I turned off format on save by accident. All the things to make things interesting. Let's see. So Caleb, you're thinking about either Kotlin or Haskell to use for functional programming. Kotlin looks to have a nice functional programming. You're still not sure. So I have not used either of those two. So maybe. I know that Haskell is pretty popular for learning functional programming, but I have no idea how much it's used in the real world. Kotlin, I believe, isn't Kotlin used quite heavily in Android development? Like, isn't used for building like lots of packages, and it's very easy to like actually use that to deploy for Android systems. Or am I thinking of a different language? Layer 8 issue? Yeah. Yeah, so we've analyzed the problem. The problem was between the keyboard and between the keyboard and the device. I don't know. It was over here. Between a keyboard and a chair, yes. Kotlin and Dart. Okay. Yeah, so like just based upon that, that's probably what I would recommend to go into more, because it sounds like there's more value that you could provide for somebody there. All right. So I have this response here. So I'm just letting this be like really horrible, just like this really huge mess of code. We're going to clean this up quite a bit once we figure out how to actually extract this data out. So in the fetch API from JavaScript, you would run JSON on that, and then it would be another promise that we would get out. So I think it's going to be something similar to this. So this is all in locals and spawn local. So my guess is I can do another one here. So let JSON equals spawns.json .await .unwrap. And I think type inside async block must be known in this context, cannot infer type for the parameter t declared on the associated function JSON. Okay, so we need to tell it exactly what it is, and we know what it is. We actually can see it. Well, we were able to see it here. It is the ID, the username, and the token. So it's not really user data. This will be a struct like user response. So we have a username, which is a string. We have a ID, which is probably like a U32. And we have a token, which is a string. Okay, so can I use user response? Okay, so we need to deserialize this. Okay. Okay, so derive serialize deserialize. Okay, you seem to be happy with this, and now can I do this? Can I do a log of JSON? Or I wonder if you need to implement debug. The treat bound JS value from user response is not satisfied. The following implementations are found. So I can go up from a string, a stir, or something else. So, okay, so it needs to be from some kind of JS value. So being in a, Okay, I got the physical mute button on time. Let's see. You've been looking at Kotlin a bit. You might give it a go. Also have Android devices so you can make stuff for them. Oh, yeah, that would be perfect. So there was a dev here. I don't remember his name. But when I was doing a lot of GGEZ programming, he had come in. He was trying to do some GGEZ stuff, and he just needed way more things on the screen, way more game entities than GGEZ could handle. And he was also wanting to do stuff for Android, which kind of sort of works with GGEZ. I've never tried it, but theoretically you can do it. He switched over to Kotlin, and he said like the performance increase that he was able to get from just using Kotlin instead of Rust and GGEZ was huge. He was able to get all of those things on the screen at the same time without, destroying the device. So that's a +1 for like Kotlin can do some cool stuff. Okay, so I can maybe turn this into... I think that if I turn this into a... an object of some kind, that could be good, or I could just use a... I can maybe just use a... what would it be called? I can deserialize it. I don't know if I really want to do that. I can just toString it. How about that? Well, impl toString for user response. Okay, so toString, we're going to do this giant format. And then, okay, so we're going to say username is that. Wait, is this a new thing that I can do now? Can I now do something like self.username in here? I don't think I can. It's very unhappy with me color, I can see the colors. It's very unhappy with this. Okay, so username, ID is that, token is that. Okay. Self.username, self.id, self.token. Okay. So I'm going to return you. Then let's log JSON.toString. I believe the log can handle that. Okay, so panicked at called result.unwrap on an error value. Missing field username. Line 1, column 181. Okay, so this is login RS at line 79. Okay, so it's missing field username. Okay, what did we get back? Oh, look at that. Okay, so we got back ID and username and token. We have username. Username is here. Did I misspell it? So I did tell you that you're a user response. Username. Username. It feels like it should work to me. Do you need to be public? Yeah, it doesn't seem to care about that. Okay, so what if I make you all option? Okay, so if I make you an option with a string inside, I think then it doesn't care if it thinks it's missing or not. It'll probably be a none because it doesn't see that it's here. I wonder if the ID and token are going to be there or if they're also going to be missing. That'll be a little bit interesting. Oh, now you're yelling at me. Okay. Oh, wait, because now I have these other issues. Because you think. Okay, toString. This is self.username. Dot unwrap, or we'll just unwrap or no username. It's all temporary, so just clone the heck out of everything. Yeah, okay, so now it's saying it's missing an ID. So I think I'm doing this incorrectly now. So I think what we need to do next is go and like look this up, try to figure out what's going on. So we're using what is it called? This request, which comes from Requesm. And so we get the response back, and we're trying to run JSON on it. And I kind of wonder, let's see if we can go find, okay, the repository. Let's see if they have some good examples in here. Oh, none. Okay, cool. Then never mind. Okay, let's go find JSON. So in response, reads the response to completion, parsing it as JSON. Well, that seems about right. Oh, maybe it's body. Maybe it's not body. Maybe it's not JSON. Maybe it's body. Okay, let's try that. So I'm gonna do body. Do you need a type? Okay, so then become this option readable stream. Okay, so we'll unwrap you. I mean, it seems to be fine with this JSON2 string. If I try to print you out as you are, as this readable string, readable stream, no errors. All right, let's see how you are. Okay, locked false. On the prototype here, I see a get reader. Okay, so you return this readable stream. If I go into there, oh, has it not returned yet by the time it gets it? Maybe not. If I do a get reader, it gives me this, oh, cool, something that doesn't exist. Okay, so to begin with, we're going to get this response here. I can get the type. I can get the response, whether or not it's okay. All right, let's try this one at a time to sort of like see what we need to see here. Let's start with, we didn't do from raw. See if we can get the URL back and just like print that out. So here we have a response. I just want to log response.url. That should give me a string. That should be fully legal. Everything should be happy. Okay, that is indeed the URL we sent a post request to. We can get the status code of this. Okay, so status code. Let's do log. $200. Okay, so that is successful, and we should get the stuff with it. Interesting. Okay, so okay tells me whether or not the status code was in the range of like 200 or not. Interesting that they have status text separate. If I remember correctly, HTTP 2 doesn't have any text along with the status code. a lot of people assume that like the OK is, but it's never been part of the spec from what I understand. So that might be, that's interesting to have them separate functions. It allows them to like just say, nope, you don't get this if it's like HTTP2. Headers. Okay, so headers responds with headers. I wonder if we can get those and look at them. Okay, it's not upset. Completely empty. Now that's interesting. So if I come back and I run this on ThunderClient again, the headers that I'm getting back, okay, it's Express, content type, application JSON. Does this not know that it is JSON? Because these headers are being set. That's a little bit, it's a little bit concerning to me. Reads the response to completion, returning it as form data, or we can do JSON, reads the response to completion, it parsing it as JSON. Now that's a result, a T. Can I have this read the response and then it will turn it into text as JSON? Like a string? Or we can do text. We're having trouble with JSON first. Let's try text next. Okay, so text returns a result. So off the unwrap you. Oh, it's an async function. Oh, we have to await. And then unwrap you. Okay, and here it is. We see, oh, look at that. That's the reason why it's not seen it. It's an object that has a data. Oh, wait a second. Is that really how it is? It is. I totally missed this. I'm sending data back. Oh, me. So this is fun. So we have our user response here, which is this, but then we have a struct API response that has a data, and inside of data is a user response. Okay, I think that's why the JSON wasn't working. It was looking at the top level of the object where it's just data is the key, and it was looking for like username, ID, and password, or sorry, token. So now I believe what I can do is log response dot JSON. We give it, this is going to be the API response. Then we await you and unwrap you. Oh, not satisfied. It needs to be then a string. So then toString. What are you after I unwrap? JSON. Oh, wait, that. Okay, you're this AP. Oh, you're an API response now. So I want to implement toString for API response. Actually, I probably want to implement toString for both of these, don't I? So we'll have user response and then API response will have toString. Then we'll just do a format. Yeah, then I do a toString on the user response like that. Okay. Now there's no errors because we're doing a toString on all of the, oh, well, then we do a toString on this. Okay, login line 83. Oh, look at that. Body has already been consumed. Oh, this is the exact same thing that you get with the fetch API, which I've never really been happy with. It's one of the reasons why I stayed with Axios for so long, is because like I don't like this entire like body has been already consumed type thing. It's like it doesn't feel right to me. But I suppose it's suppose it's like more Rust-like. Except there's no borrow checker to let you know what's happening. It's just after the fact, like, hey, you can't do that anymore. So if I remove all of you and we just do this JSON where we're getting the JSON out, there we go. We now have it. We now have it as an actual struct in our code. We're displaying it as text, but that's only because we're running a toString on it. But we have our username, we have our ID, and we have our token. So that's really nice to have that in there. It feels like it has all of the negatives of fetch and none of the positives of Rust that I get with this, which is a little bit sad. But how would I want to clean up this entire mess here? I'm thinking that I might want to have like an API section to actually send off these APIs, because this is kind of nasty. All right, so looking at this, we have our component message. Something else I would love to know is if I put a name on all of the HTML, where is all that? Here. If I put a name on these, does the form actually work proper? Like, will I get information and I can just grab it from the form itself? Maybe, possibly. But okay, so we're going through this entire thing. Use a string. That's the data we're going to be sending out. So that includes the username and password as a string. And then we do this entire thing to send out. So I want to break this out into a different file, essentially, maybe a different module. So if I look here, we have component store. It's close to the store. The other thing I'm thinking about is looking at like components. This might be, it wouldn't be an atom. It wouldn't be a molecule. It would be maybe a organism. Thinking about like components in that sort of like atomic structure, a login system, like a login form, is something that would be shared across multiple applications. And if we have a shared authentication system where it's just like one backend, multiple apps can log into this one backend, we want to be able to share them out and they all act exactly the same. So in that case, I probably would want to keep them together as part of that. This is a view right now, but I probably wouldn't want to keep like login as part of that view. I probably want to put it as an organism. Let's try breaking this out as a function. Just we'll keep it down here for right now. So this is going to be a function. Actually, we have this login to server right here. We'll repurpose that. Okay, so we have, I want to take this entire thing. This doesn't make update need to be async. So I think that if I just copy you and cut you out, you don't need to be async. You're just going to be login to server. We're going to take in a user, which is going to be this user day. We're just going to create a, take in the username. I don't know if we really care. We'll take a string and a password. We'll take ownership of them. That's fine. So then as part of this, where's all that code? Oh, we'll take this user data string right here and we'll cut you out too and throw you in right here. So the first thing we do, we take this username and password. We have to create the user data from that. Okay, so let data is equal to data, username, and password. We then convert that into the JSON stringified object, and then store that as the user data string. We then start the I guess like spawn local. So it's spawning a thread, but it's not really a thread. It's local here. It's basically a system of asynchronous JavaScript code. Inside of this block, we then start the request, which is a fetch request. Okay, so we're going to do request post. We post to here, which we should probably pass in as well. So maybe you can use like an environment variable or something like that. set our headers, we add our body to this, we send it, we await for the response, and then we unwrap that. And so that gives us our response here. Now, I want to get this just straight back. So after I unwrap, I really want to JSON this API response, await, and unwrap it again, which happens right there. Okay, now we have an API response, and so I want to return this entire thing. So can I return out of this object? So response Yew expected empty. Okay, so log in a server this function. We want to return an API response. Oh, I don't think I am allowed to do this, am I? So this function returns nothing. Or this block returns nothing. Oh, spawn local returns absolutely nothing. Okay. What are my other choices here? So we have, oh, apparently no other choices. So what if I did something like this? Let mute API response. Okay, we're gonna set this. Oh, let's just do that. Let's do this. Let mute response like that. Then I'm going to. Ooh, but this is gonna move. Oh, I can't do that. So it's gonna move this into here, which means I can't access it out here. That's now an issue. Use a possibly uninitialized variable response. Okay. I wonder if I'll need to use a channel of some kind. And I wonder if I can even. But yes, this is possibly uninitialized. So I probably want to do this as an option. So this will be a sum. Like that. Basically, I have to like check all of these unwraps there. So then we'll start you off as a none. And you are going to be an option with an API response. Oh, that's interesting. Value assigned to response is never read. Oh no. Use a move value response. Right. Okay. So now if I don't move you, you're going to hate me, aren't you? Yeah. Because async block may outlive the current function, but it borrows response. Yeah, okay, so we need move. So we need to move anything that's used inside of here. So problem, if we move anything that's used inside of there, I can't get it back out again. So what are our options? If it's thread safe type stuff, I can use maybe like an arc and a mutex. Potentially I can use a channel. I don't know which of these things are available to me in web code. Like, okay, so we've successfully sent a request out. Now I want to have this data available for me just everywhere else. And I'm not seeing good examples in here of like just how to do that or what the best practices are. I kind of want to try a channel. Because like those can work. So let's say up here. So inform submitted. We're gonna call this function and get this thing. Okay, so first of all, we're not gonna return anything anymore. I don't need this sum anymore. Just gonna do a let response equals you. And we don't need that. Okay, so now log into server. Okay, we have this user data. We don't need this. We can just grab the username and password elsewhere. So we're just going to do a login to server. We need the username and password. We can get that with self.username clone unwrap. Okay, so we do the login to server. Are we console logging out anymore? We are not, but we should see it happen in the network tab. I just want to verify that that's still happening. Oh, out of memory. Okay, so nothing shows up here, but in network, we see the request go out and we see our response of all of this stuff, the token, the user, everything come back in. Okay, so it's still happening. That moving to a function does work, but we don't get the data back. Like it's in that, I don't know if I want to say a thread. It's in that asynchronous code now. I mean, okay, so I suppose I could clone it. Oh, I could probably do the clone. This is probably where bounce stuff comes in. I bet this would work for us. I bet we can use bounce. Or Yew.rs. See, where's my store? Okay, so we have our text input, we have our user, which is going to have this username, password, and a token in here. So perfect. Now I had this idea of the login to server, but I don't know if this is going to work the way I sort of expected it to anymore, because I don't have access to the self inside of here because of like the entire asynchronous code. So I don't think this is going to work. Instead, we're going to come back into login and we're going to convert this back into a function component so we can use bounce. Because I believe with this, with this, the wasm bindgen future spawn local, that lets us know, hey, we don't really need to have a to do like an entire non-functional component. This is not an asynchronous function, and yet we can do asynchronous code inside of it. So that's really nice. All right, let's reset this. All right, so first of all, we're not going to need this component message anymore. We're going to derive clone partial equal. Actually, I don't know if I need any of those. I think we're just going to do a functional component. Which is the one? Functional component. Oh, come on. Oh, it's like that. Function component. You are login. Okay, you all go away. I don't need this properties anymore. I don't need this create anymore. The view essentially is the most important part now. So I'm going to convert you. You are going to be a pub function login. You don't take a self anymore. We don't take this context. We don't really need any properties for this. You're going to return HTML, and then the rest of this is mostly good. We have this on submit stuff that we sort of have to deal with, and that will be soon. So let's and you're upset down here because, okay, you should end as a function right here. And you do. Okay, so you're just an extra. All of you go away. Okay, so you're looking for what are these going to be? So instead of context link callbacks, they're going to be the other type of callback. So we're going to say handle like form submit equals, it's, I think that callback. I think it was like a callback from, and then this thing. Which then becomes this callback, and so we can do on submit equals handle form submit. You're happy, but then we have this component message form submitted, right? Because there's no like messages anymore. At this point in time, we just want to do the thing. So we want to prevent default and then do the login. Okay, so then we have the username and the password on change. And I'm a little bit curious here if we can save a little bit of time. If I go into our text input wrapper RS and I give these things a name. So for props, let's give them pub name is a string. And for input, we could then say, okay, we have type ID placeholder on change, and then name equals props a name. Do you need to be a full string? Oh, you do. Okay. Now you're upset because you're missing a name. So name would be okay, so in this case, name is going to be username. And in your case, name is going to be password. I don't want these on changes, so I'm going to go ahead and remove them. Actually, to make it, yeah, no, I'll remove them. Okay. Now you're unhappy because I am missing the on change. So on change, now I'm just going to make an option. So not necessary to have, which means down here. Okay, so on change here, this is going to be if let sum input element, we have that, then we emit this if it's there. It's like if let sum, this is going to be the change handler. So this be cloned props. Dot on change. Then a change handler dot emit. Uh-oh. The requirements implement function, but function once. I was hoping I wouldn't have to do that. I think I have to like clone it out first. Let's. I know what I can do. Undo these things. You're not an option anymore. Okay, so text input wrapper. Okay, so I want to put the name back in. So name goes in here, and you're happy. Except you're a full string. Login. You want this change, the on change, except I don't do anything in here. I just take, this becomes a callback like this. So callback from, we take in the event here, and I just don't do anything with you. I'll just like log. Hi. What am I missing? So open this, then open, close. Oh, I think you're closed there. There we go. Okay. So now I have a useless callback being passed into them just for reasons. Then we don't have this updated at all. This doesn't happen. We're not using you. We're still gonna have all this fun stuff here for right now. We have one error. Where are you? Oh, because we're missing the name inside of here. So name for you, text input wrapper is gonna be, what are you? You're just test input. Okay, no errors. The entire point of this is I want to see if I can access the username and password from the log, like the form event. Which, am I actually checking to see what that is? So I want to be in login. So we're not doing anything with this. I want to log the event. Okay, so here's the submit. And if we take a look at this submit event, we can get, okay, target is the form. We have these elements, which gives us the individual input elements. That's sort of like an array-like object. Is there anything else that gives us like an object with that information though? There's elements, which once again gives us the array-like thing. Not seeing it. So I don't think the name is going to help us. Okay. I was really hoping that would just work and it would be super easy and nice and awesome. But it looks like what we're going to do is for this handle form submit. Okay. We have to also have a let handle like username change is going to be also a callback from we get the I guess it's the event, or it's the new value. And then the thing that we want to do with this, we have to first get the bounce thing for the username. So that's going to be what do we call this? Let user. So let user equals use Atom user. That gives us this Atom handle, and so now we have access to these. We can do some getters and setters. It'll be interesting. I need to clone it to set these things. So we're going to do let cloned user equals user.clone. It's all like RCs and ref cells and all sorts of stuff behind the scenes with this. So it's the same object that I'm using. I'm just cloning a wrapper around it. So it's essentially a free clone, but also kind of not fun to look at. So then inside of here, we're going to want to say cloned user dot, oh, what is it? It's like a set. Yeah, set. And then I need to like get the user out of it. So let mute user equals cloned user dot it's like gonna deref. I need to clone it again, but I want to deref it before I clone it. Like that. Okay, so now I have the user. I can mutate it. I can now change it. So we're going to say user.username is going to be equal to a sum of the value. And then we set this entire thing back to user again. Now the user has been set. Okay. And what are you upset about? Closure may live outlet, but it borrows cloned user, which is, I need to move. Like that. Handle username change now comes down here and goes into you. And I need to do that exact same thing again with cloned user again with handle password change. So we're going to get value. Okay, we cloned user. This is now going to be password and set that. Then you become handle password change. Okay, and then finally, handle form submit. We get this callback. We need the use Atom stuff to happen actually up here. So then we can do let cloned user equals user.clone. Just so many of these. And I'll form submit. Okay, so we do this thing. I don't need this event anymore. I don't even think I care about it. Because we're gonna get the entire user information from this. So I should now be able to do this entire thing. So log into server. up here, and I don't know how to do that in a function and get it back, so I may not be able to. I may have to put everything in here, and then it will do the use atom to set the user. Oh no, I handed the cloned one, and I think that will be fine because it's a cloned refs. No, that's a thread thing. That won't work either. I think I'm now gonna have to put this. All up here. Dialgolps, hello. Yes, it's Rust and Yew. It's a little bit ugly Rust right now too. Let's see. So we create our user data. This is gonna be from, okay, so username is gonna be from cloned user dot username. Password is cloned user dot password. That gives us that. We then stringify, get a JSON stringified object from that. We then spawn local and then run our asynchronous code to send the post request to the server. With that user data, we get it all back and we have our response in here. So we do another move, which we have a user data here and it's been set. So I wonder if I can take this cloned user, which has been, is gonna have to move in here too. So we move the cloned user in here, we use it, and then we move it in here, and then we set it. I think that's how it's gonna work. So we're gonna do cloned user dot set. And we need, what are we doing down here? We were, cloning it again for yeah. So let's see, let user equals cloned user dot clone again. Okay, then we set it. So user dot, all we care about in this case is the token. So token is going to be equal to a sum of the response dot token. No, response dot data dot token. Dot token. Because what are you? You're an API response. Oh yeah, so I think that is going to be response.data.token. And then we cloned user.set this to be user. Let's see, cloned user.username, expected string found in enum. And enum. Really? Is this user? What are you? No, your user password. Oh, an option, because it's the option. Okay, unwrap. Because of reasons. Okay, so set value. Expected struct user, it found this use atom handler user, which fun. So to get this out, we clone, we're gonna do this deref thing. That gives you that. Okay, back up to here. You're upset because fn1's because it moves the variable clone user out of its environment. Do I have to like double clone it? Do I have to like maybe I don't call this cloned user, maybe I call this like, I don't know, first cloned user. Okay, so that moves it down here. Then we async move you, so then we clone you again. Oh, I wonder if I have to clone you again inside of here. So then let second cloned user equals first cloned user dot clone. And now you become second cloned user. Cannot move out of dereference. Move occurs because of, we need to clone before the unwrap. So then, okay, user, we make you mutable. Okay, there's no errors. There's absolutely no errors here. Okay. So then I want to put inside of here, like the token. Like after this all happens, I want access to the token. That's all I care about is access to our token. We have, I don't know how easy it is to like grab that and like look at it. After you're all and done, I want outside of this function to now see, after we've set this, we have our original, we've been cloning everything. So I think I still have access to this user. I want to log user.token. user.token.deref.clone. Whatever. That. Oh, deref.unwrap. So if it's an error, it's because it doesn't exist. No method name for, let's see. Do I clone? Oh, I clone here. Oh, all the fun clones. Oh, and then you're now yelling at me. Borrow move value cloned. Oh, because I'm using you inside of here. Oh, that's fun. So wait, I'm inside of this thing. I really want it to be first cloned user. No errors. See if this works. It's a lot of weirdness that we've done. Oh, we're out of memory. Okay. Unreachable executed. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so we unwrapped on something that we wasn't expecting to when attempting to fetch the resource. Login line 32. Oh, interesting. Okay, so it's this one here. Let's take a look at what our network says happened. It was a 304? A 304? Did it not even get out? Oh, that didn't even get out. Okay. So nothing made its way out. This is before before it made its way to us. Okay, so that's in the attempt to go really fast, I wrote a whole bunch of code without actually testing it and making sure that we actually have our username and password and the user data and all that stuff, which I don't think we do. I think that if I were to log this, we would see that it doesn't. I don't think it really exists. Unfortunately, I did all that rushing because I ran out of time. So if I look at our user data string, can I pass you in as a reference? Yes. That never happened. So I don't know if it's because I wanted this to happen earlier, but I think there's a problem somewhere else, and there's just like so much messy clones and unwraps and everything's elsewhere. I need to like take the time and do it right, slowly console logging out as we go along to like make sure we actually get that. I just don't have the time right now because I have work coming up. I have some meetings coming up pretty shortly, so I am gonna have to do an emergency stream shutdown. I don't do them too often, but it's more like when I need to go get to my meeting right now. So I will be back here on Sunday. Hopefully we'll be back onto the Windows system. We'll see whether or not I was able to go out and get a monitor for the computer. Otherwise, we'll just sort of play it by ear. So with that, thank you everybody for hanging out with me. Hope that you have a great rest of your day. And I think I'll see you on Sunday. Bye.